Which camera you should use to shoot your films is probably the most common question I get asked. And today I'm making this video because I'm actually switching a camera. But before I go into the video, I just want to say that what camera you use isn't really important. I will talk about the reason I'm switching, and it's not because it's a better camera. Well, it kind of is, but it's about how it suits your usability, how it affects you. Everybody's different. For example, if you're just starting out and you can only afford your iPhone, then go for it. You know, it's good for practicing framing and angles and movement, and that's all you need. But for me, I have different needs, and there's a reason why I'm switching from the Blackmagic Pocket 6K Pro to this new camera which I'm using right now to record this video. But later I will show you the features and the reasons why I'm switching to this camera. With the Blackmagic camera, I've had it since the 4K, and I had that for about 1 year. Then I switched to the 6K Pro, which was really good for me because I always wanted to have a camera with ND built in. I just hate the fact that you have to screw on those ND filters and, you know, finding different sizes for different lenses. And when I heard there was a camera that had an ND filter, perfect. It was a great camera. The color science was amazing on the Blackmagic. It was close to Arri, and you know, I did a video a while ago where I compared the Blackmagic 6K Pro against an Arri that I shot in a feature film, and some people said they couldn't tell the difference, and I kind of feel the same, and that's, you know, that's why I chose that camera. And it was good for about another few years, and then recently I realized, you know, especially when I'm kind of by myself traveling at the moment, I'm in Shanghai in China, and if I want to film something, I have to bring my gimbal, I have to bring probably a monitor, I have to bring all the batteries for the camera, the battery charging for the gimbal, the cables for the LiDAR, and you know, it just gets really heavy and a lot of things to carry and a lot of things to set up. And I thought to myself, wouldn't it be great if there's a camera that's all in one system? Because, you know, I love my gimbal shots, and if there's a camera with easy setup and you don't have to faff around with all the cables and batteries, that has a gimbal that's easy to carry, then it'd be amazing. And that's when I saw the DJI Ronin 4D camera. The Ronin 4D 6K came out about 2 years ago, and I did think about getting it, and I wanted to wait for some people to use it and see if it's good. And I decided to get the 8K, which was released about 6 months ago. But when I tried to purchase from my local retail, they didn't have the 8K in stock. I had to wait since Christmas last year, and they said it would come in January. January came, it didn't come. They said it would come February, it didn't come. And eventually I sold my Blackmagic 6K Pro, and I didn't have a camera. And it was a good job that the retailer loaned me the 6K for me to use since February. And I kind of realized I probably don't need the 8K. I've been using the 6K for so long now, I'm so used to it. I mean, the 8K would be nice. I'll talk about it later, that if I do want to upgrade the 8K, you can actually change just the head. I think I'm going to go for the 6K for now because it's a lot cheaper and it's already powerful enough. And also the 6K give you more options to shoot in different formats in ProRes, whereas the 8K, you only get the big file sizes. So during the last few weeks, I've been traveling to different countries, and in Australia, I wanted to shoot a short film for the first time with the Ronin 4D 6K. What a great day to shoot a film today. Look at behind me. It's Sydney, Australia. It's sunny, and today we're gonna shoot at 2 different locations. One is this hotel room, and the other is outside in the park. Camera's ready here, battery's charged. I'm gonna take the monitor with me, and that's all I need. One thing I did notice that though, if you just use the camera holding in your hand, it can get quite heavy after a while, especially if you want to pull some nice shots with your hand extended. I mean, you know, if you go to the gym, maybe you can last a bit longer, but eventually your arm's gonna start shake. So thanks to Tilter, they sent me the Tilter float system, which is perfect to getting rid of the weight, and it takes literally a minute or two to pull it on. And with this Tilter system, it's actually very flexible how high you can go and how low you can go. Because the weight is all distributed over your shoulder and your waist, you are able to pull some nice shots from the ground up to the mid shots where you're tracking the person, where everything, even the dialogue scenes, were not on sticks, because it's just so much easier to move camera from A position to B position without raising your tripod or lower your tripod. It would just attach to my body basically.
So I have a question for the first scene. Basically, my character, I know, has to kind of trick her that she's a little bit less intelligent and maybe not as tough.
This is like a mission to test out. It's kind of probably your final kind of test.
Brought to you by Maggis.
Okay, so we found this place.
That side.
We found this tunnel, which is good for opening scene, right?
I can't hear a word you're saying, but if this is the last you see of me, give my regards and love to everyone. My family.
That's a wrap, guys.
Oh my God, we did it.
Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail on the Ronin 4D features because there's so many videos on YouTube you can find. The main feature is the Z-axis, which helps you to stabilize the up and down movement of your footage, as well as left, right, etc. So when you're running with this camera and tracking someone in front of you, for example, it will be super smooth compared to a Ronin RS3, which I had before. The 4D comes with the attachable monitor, which goes on the side, a LiDAR goes on top of the lens, a battery, and I had the transmitter put on the back by the battery, which transmits the footage to the DJI high-bright monitor, which is really good because you can actually mirror the menu from the camera to the high-bright monitor and you can control everything. And that's so good because when I'm recording myself like this or on set and I want to control the camera from a distance, I can just do that from the high-bright monitor. I've also got the flex system, which means that the head can come off and use it as a very small camera, much lighter, which I've done a video before where I put it on a motorized monopod slider, and that can get into a lot of tight spaces as well. And that's why I mentioned earlier that this head can be upgraded onto the 8K if I wanted to in the future, and I don't have to buy the whole new system, which is a really good ecosystem that DJI has created. The lens I have is the 35 DJI lens, and also I got a Panasonic Lumix 50mm, which is all I need really because it's a full frame and I can get up really close with the 50mm, and I'll probably use the 35mm for majority of the shots for wide and mids as well. There's actually one scene where I was running behind and in front of the character while they're being chased, and I could not get so smooth shots with Ronin RS3. And what I did was I was able to use the track feature where you draw a green box around the person you want to track. And then all I have to do is look where I was going and I'm just running backwards. So it's safer for me, it's safer for everybody. And the tracking was pretty spot on and was so smooth, as well as the autofocus. Again, even with the added tilt-to-float system, it was just a vest I can fold it up, pull it into my suitcase, and I just have this full system that can shoot a film wherever I am in the world, which is pretty awesome and not something I could do before with my Blackmagic camera. Like I said at the beginning of this video, the reason for me to switch to this camera, it's not because it's more expensive and better, but it actually meets all my needs, almost all my needs. It's got ND, it's easy to carry, it's compact, all-in-one system. The battery powers every single device on this camera, and it lasts like almost through the whole shoot. We were going from location to location. Obviously, I didn't switch the whole time. But every time I do use it, it didn't take up too much juice. And I think we were able to shoot all the way up to like 80% of the film before I switched to another battery for the last couple of shots. So the battery lasted for about, almost a whole day if you don't, use it to shoot for longer scenes. And I just want to mention, DJI did not sponsor me for this video. I genuinely wanted to let you guys know the reason why I got rid of my Blackmagic camera for this. It was a big decision because, I had everything, all the lens, all the cables, all the accessories, the cage. It was something that I got in the habit of setting up, shoot, pack it away, and it changed to something completely new. Even the post-production workflow is a big decision, and in the end I pulled the trigger and got this, and it was just amazing. And I've left a link below for you guys to watch the film that I shot on this camera. I'm sure you agree that it looks fantastic. And in terms of format, I thought it was good enough to shoot it on 422 LT rather than ProRes RAW, because I edited DaVinci Resolve and I didn't want to first and get another program to convert from ProRes RAW to Cinema DNG. And I also noticed that even during the low light scenes, the camera did not create too much noise. It was almost crispy clean, whereas the Blackmagic, it would have had a lot of noise and would have to clean up using the denoise feature on DaVinci Resolve. So this is another good feature I love about this camera. And I don't mean that you should get this camera because it might not be perfect for you. You know, I love moving about on a gimbal, and I love that there's just one battery that controls everything. But some of you might prefer static shots and don't like gimbal shots. I know people hate gimbal shots. Get a camera that's affordable to you, that matches your needs, and that would be your best camera, would be different to everybody else. But I do want to mention that the DJI Ronin 4D was used in a feature film recently called Civil War. But I haven't seen that film yet, but I'm sure they used it for similar reasons to me, just how versatile it is. I hope this video has helped you to understand why you should switch camera in the future or now, or buying your first camera, and just ask yourself, you know, what do you really want from a camera, rather than, oh, I want to get this camera because this person has it, or because I saw this footage, and etc. I'm really looking forward to make more films with this camera and show you guys more behind the scenes, and just to see what this camera can really do. Keep exploring, keep filming. Till next time.